Good afternoon, everyone. This is B. Steve here. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the Schedule C and the 1099. And also, I'm going to talk about how, if you receive an income from Doordash, I'm going to explain to you how it is treated as income on the tax return. Now, as always, I would like to start off with a warm-up exercise, so therefore you'll get a basic knowledge of how the Schedule C works. Here's the warm-up exercise. All of the following taxpayers file a Schedule C except, and I'm going to go over each choices, an independent contractor. As Doordash, we are independent contractors that will receive a 1099 miscellaneous at the end of the year. Well, maybe actually end of January or early February. If you don't receive it by February 28th, we encourage the contractors to contact Doordash to follow what happened to their 1099 miscellaneous. Now, as an independent contractor, we are not employees for Doordash, meaning that they don't take out state or withholding taxes. With that said, you would have to pay estimated taxes quarterly, April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January the 15th the following year. But I'll probably do a separate presentation of that as well. A sole proprietorship, running a boutique. So if you're a single LLC owner that has a mom and pop shop, or maybe a shop that's owned by a sole owner, the income that you receive from that gets reported on the Schedule C. A statutory employee. Let's say that you are a employee that works for a company as a salesperson, and on the W-2, if you look on box 13 from the W-2, you'll see the 3 boxes, and one of the box checked was says statutory employee. So when whoever does the return and marked as statutory employee, not only is it going to what it's going to do is going to flow right to the Schedule C instead of line 7 of the 1040. Now, a sole proprietorship running a farm. Okay, let's suppose you have one of the farms in Kansas City or Oklahoma. Any income that you receive from running a farm does not go on the Schedule C. It will go on the Schedule F. F like farm. So everything that is true except for C, a sole proprietor running a farm, because the farm goes on the Schedule F as far as receiving income by running the farm. I hope that makes sense. Now when Doordash contractor receive the documents, this is what they're going to receive. They're going to receive what you call it 1099 NEC. They changed the form. Back in the day, it used to be 1099 miscellaneous. Now they changed it to 1099 NEC. And if you look here on this box right here, where it says non-compensation, non-employee compensation, your income should appear right there. And that number right here will go into the Schedule C, which I'm going to show you next, on this line right here. So the income that's going to be on this 1099 is supposed to go into this line right here. Okay. Now, I want to point out something too, and there has been a concern from other people from here. Let's say suppose you do delivery jobs for Postmates as well as Doordash. You do not need 2 Schedule C's for that. You could put that in one Schedule C, and that is because Doordash, Postmates, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Amazon Flex, they're all transporting profession. That's within the same profession. All of that can go on one Schedule C because it's all the same profession. Now, if you have another profession, for example, you got Postmates and DoorDash. We know we're clear now that goes on one Schedule C. Now, let's say that you have a candy shop that sells candies and stuff like that as a sole proprietorship. That will go on a separate Schedule C because that's a different profession. So I just want to make that clear. And that information is also in the pub too, if you may want to check that out. So I will put that on there. So if you add 10,000 plus the 20,115, that'll be 30,150, which will go, right here too. Now, if you're doing this by software, let's suppose that the only job that you have delivery job. Let's say that you have Postmates and DoorDash. What you can do is, like, for instance, if you prepare your own tax return by DoorDash right here, a lot of times they have one of them input screens like where you can put numbers on there, and most of them will have a little box here. You can just right click that, and then they give you an option to list those different jobs. Like Postmates will go on one line, and DoorDash will go on the other line, and it just lists those jobs on there, and then once you finish it, it will total it up for you, just to let you know. Now, another thing that I want to point out too, which is very important too, there's a question over here, ask right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you could probably Google Schedule C and then probably follow along, where it says, G, do you materially participate in the operation of the business during 2020? You're always going to check that yes, okay? Because the simple fact that if you get a loss, and remember I talked about on my last presentation about losses. If your expenses exceed your income, you have a loss, which is a good thing because what it does is reduces your tax liability as well as your income. If you check that, it will calculate losses for you and reduces the income. If you don't check it, or if you check no, you won't get the credit for it. So you always, no matter what, with no question asked, you always want to put yes to that question where it says, do you materially participate in the operations of the business during 2020? Okay. And I wanted to point that out to you because just in case you don't know, if you do it by yourself, you will get a better understanding of that. So, this is the income here from your DoorDash income or your driving income. So, once you compute the income and expenses, which I haven't done that, which I'm not going to do that in this presentation, it will go on your Schedule C, and I believe it will go on line 10 on the 1040. So, this is just a basic overview of the Schedule C in the 1099. My next session, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go over the transportation expenses, which is most common as a DoorDash driver or Uber driver or transportation driving. I will go over that too, and then probably the last thing I probably do that might be benefit to you is the estimated taxes. So there's other ways you can determine your estimated taxes, because you always want to overstate instead of understate, so therefore you won't have to pay any taxes off of the self-employment income. I hope that makes sense. But again, if you see this, review it, you can always comment or give me the thumbs up, or if you have any questions, you can always comment and I'll try to get back with you. Thank you very much for listening, and you have a good day. Bye.